The Age of Heroes continues to influence Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, despite taking place thousands of years earlier. After all, it has become a central element of House of the Dragon's story. Viserys and Rhaenyra have been desperately working to prevent the return of the Long Night, which has influenced the direction of the Dance of the Dragons. If not for prophecies relating to a second Long Night, Rhaenyra may have been more willing to attack the other Targaryen forces. Each character also has parallels with previous heroes. Bran Stark, for instance, was named after Bran the Builder. Even his need to fly and desire to become a knight, unsurprisingly, ties into the Winged Knight. Tyrion's clever schemes and constant desire to prove himself tie into Lann the Clever's historical story. The last hero's journey ties into Jon Snow's mission, even coming down to the presence of his beloved pet dog. Daenerys' desperation to save Westeros also ties into the last hero's mission, especially considering that she also lost everyone along the way. Neither had a truly happy ending. It is also important to remember that each of the more modern characters will likely be remembered as much as the other heroes were. Their legends will fade into history, and the exact details of their journeys will disappear. Arya Stark will be remembered as humanity's savior, though her time in Bravos will likely be forgotten. Bran Stark will be remembered as the three-eyed raven. Daenerys Targaryen will be the mother of dragons, and Theon Greyjoy will be a modern Florian the Fool. The details about their personal lives will be forgotten, but their influence on the historical record will be far more widely recognized. Even their names could fade, as the last heroes did, but their legacy will remain. Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon will someday leave characters with extraordinary legacies. Just as history influences the modern Westerosi characters, they will someday influence future generations. Throughout the Age of Heroes, each major house had a hero of its own to honor. House Stark, for instance, claims to descend from Bran the Builder, who built the Wall, Winterfell, and other castles. Many other houses, including the Arryns and Lannisters, each claim that they hold some connection to ancient heroes. Lann the Clever, for instance, tricked House Casterly into losing control of Casterly Rock. The Winged Knight, who reportedly came after the Essosi Undals came to Westeros, managed to claim the Vale from its first men kings. Check out some of the other legendary heroes. Many of these heroes are directly referenced in Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. After all, Game of Thrones' Bran Stark is named after Bran the Builder, while the Lannisters' surname comes directly from Lann the Clever. Other legendary figures from the era include Florian the Fool and Jonquil. The legendary couple fell in love during the Age of Heroes, despite being a maiden and a fool, which inspired Sansa after she realized just how cruel King Joffrey could be. These figures have long influenced Westerosi politics and familial expectations. One hero, however, did not. The last hero was the greatest of the Age of Heroes. Having recognized that the world was coming to an end, he set about to destroy the White Walkers. He took over a dozen companions, his dog, and his horse on the journey north. After a harrowing journey, he was left as the last survivor. Despite it all, however, he managed to find the children of the forest. He recruited them as allies, and they staved off the White Walkers together during the battle for the Dawn. Despite his heroism, not much is truly known about the last hero. The winter ended, and the last hero disappeared from history.